Hi, welcome to Racin n-Braisin Thursday night edition. This is the time of the week where we preview what is ahead for our weekend, and we are rolling into week 3 of the Cup Series, where they go to Austin, Texas, and COTA, Circuit of the Americas. So we'll preview the race for the weekend, and we'll also talk about what I plan on cooking to go along with the Cup Series racing on Sunday. To talk about this year's race, we must first do a quick recap of last year's race. Just a quick refresher, right? Last year, William Byron led the final one-third of the race, holding off the late charging Christopher Bell. Ross Chastain, Alice Bowman, Tyler Reddick, and Ty Gibbs were toward the front all day, and track limits were definitely an issue for some throughout the race. That race had no natural cautions to it, despite plenty of short-tempered induced spins on the track. Now, this year's code moves up to number 3 on the season. Third race, on the season, right on the heels of 2 super speedway races that were full of action. So, naturally, us race fans are going to be wanting more action, and let's dive into a road course. So, here we go. Let's see what it brings. The weather is supposed to be nice and warm for the weekend, from what I see. So it'll very much mimic what they had last year. So that notebook will come back into play. However, COTA has reconfigured the track for the Cup Series. They've gone to their national circuit, which is about a mile shorter, and in lap time that equates to about a minute less in overall lap time. So throw out half the book for the crew chiefs, right? That will be out of play because they've cut out the entire long backstretch that was there. And basically you have the S's and you have the stadium section and then the front stretch up the hill before you rinse and repeat. They're going to rinse and repeat 96 times this Sunday, which more laps than previously. So a longer race, even though I'm sure the length is actually the same. It's just going to be more laps and more opportunities for action, right? Because it's a new track, the weekend practice on Saturday will be extended. I believe they're getting the 50-minute practice session this time, plus it's group qualifying. So if anybody's having trouble with their car or just needs a little bit of extra lap time, they can utilize the group qualifying session to get a little bit of extra practice. I don't know how many teams will do that. Most of the field is the regulars. Speaking of which, we have one newbie showing up this weekend. That's going to be Connor Zillage in the 87 car. Yes, the number 87, Joe Nemechek's great number, is making a return to the Cup Series, so excited to see that. If you remember last year, Connor Zillage made his debut in Xfinity and ARCA at Watkins Glen, another road course, and whooped everybody's tail. Swept the weekend for those 2 races and definitely made his name. So by coming on with Trackhouse this year and jumping into a road course alongside SVG and Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain, who are pretty good at road courses, Trackhouse looks like they're going to be big contenders this weekend. So undoubtedly, if you are thinking about who you're picking this weekend, Trackhouse is going to have a stacked team for this weekend's event. Now, speaking of Trackhouse and Ross Chastain, Ross will be pulling double duty in the Junior Motorsports number 9. In addition, William Byron is going to be driving the Hendrick Motorsports number 17. And Carson Hocevar is going to be in the green light number 15 on Saturday in the Xfinity Series race. So 3 drivers pulling double duty. Now, as far as schedule goes this weekend, Friday afternoon is going to be Xfinity practice on the CW app starting at 5. And Cup practice begins at 11 on Fox. Like I said, extended practice, so that'll be going probably the 50-minute practice, followed by at 12:30 qualifying for that. And then your Xfinity race starts at 2:30 on the CW broadcast, which I still can't get because my antenna does not pick up the CW here in the mountains. And I'm now on my second antenna, and it is not working. So I'll have to figure that out at some point. I guess I'll be watching the rebroadcast Sunday morning if I even bother to watch that. I'll probably just catch the highlights on YouTube or something to that effect. Nonetheless, that's not the only racing that's going on this weekend. Also be aware that it is the beginning of the IndyCar season. So they'll be kicking off their season from St. Pete on Sunday at 12 o'clock. That is also being broadcast on Fox. So Fox is getting double duty on Sunday with racing, IndyCar at 12 and Cup Series at 3:30 on Sunday. So that's good news for race fans. Even better news for race fans is that IMSA is also alongside IndyCar and NASCAR this weekend. The Miatas are racing in St. Pete this weekend. Check them out on the IMSA official channel on YouTube. They've got Saturday racing at 4:30 and Sunday racing at 3. But you can always catch the broadcast of that again on YouTube at your convenience. And then the Sports Car Challenge, the VP Fuels IMSA Sports Car Challenge, has 2 races this weekend from COTA. A Saturday race at 9:40 in the morning on YouTube, the IMSA official channel, and then a 6 p.m. Saturday race as well. So that's exciting. If you don't know what to watch this weekend, there's plenty of racing to be had. So that's what you can expect to see on the television this coming weekend. Now, as far as what you can see on my stovetop this coming weekend, because the Cup Series is in Texas, I decided to go with Texas-themed food for the weekend. And it's supposed to be a little bit chilly here in the mountains, so I'm going with some chili. Now, I lived in Texas for a short while, and one thing I was always badgered about by the locals is that beans do not go in anything. Beans are their own dish, so my chili this weekend is not going to have any beans. Instead, what I am going to do is pick up some bell peppers and poblano peppers from the store this weekend, and because I have a gas range, I plan on charring them first before dicing them up and adding them into my chili, along with my grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef from Aldi, which is always a great deal, and some tomatoes, garlic, chili powder, and all of that good stuff. Follow along with me all weekend long as I put that together. Let me know what you guys are planning to cook for the COTA race and what you're going to be doing while watching the Cup Series this weekend at COTA. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and I will catch all of you guys later this weekend as we get ready to cook some chili and to watch some Circuit of the Americas NASCAR racing. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.